Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece chapter 978. So, first off, one thing I have to say about this chapter is that it wasn't necessarily a chapter with any big or grand moments, aside from the ending with the whole reveal of the Tobi Roppo, but we'll get into that. But rather, it was a chapter with a lot of smaller moments, with a smaller but definitely I think key moments to take away from and for us to appreciate. Because I'll just say right out of the gate, the two standouts pretty much for me in this chapter were Kinemon and Usopp, believe it or not. Like, for instance, Kinemon's moment of destroying the ships and just creating disguises for everyone in itself shows us that we've reached a point where there's no going back. There's no going back. They either succeed or die here, which obviously our main cast isn't going to die, but at the same time, this does still create a very real sense of tension and maybe even foreboding in some senses. And it just shows that the kind of circumstances, and it just shows like the kind of circumstances you end up facing down when facing a young uncle like Kaido. Don't get me wrong, we basically, we've already got, we already in some ways, we kind of got a little bit of a tease with that, with the whole Cake Island arc and Big Mom and whatnot. But the thing is, Kaido has proven he's earned that title, King of the Beasts. He is, without a doubt, a monster unto himself. So, yeah, when it comes to Kaido, it isn't like with Big Mom where there's a chance of escape. No, with him, you either succeed or you die. Those are really the only two options, and I love how it's really being reinforced with that Kaido is someone that our heroes have to defeat. There's just no going back. Now, but Usopp's moment where he knocks out the guards is what I really want to talk about with this chapter, because oddly enough, that one single moment of him using his pop greens to release those sleeping plants and whatnot made me theorize that this point going forward is probably where Usopp is really going to shine. Because aside from Nami and Robin, who have more or less proven throughout the arc that they are the ones who know how to act more covertly, Usopp has kept a relatively low profile, and that not only gives him an edge in utilizing the disguise that Kinemon gave him, but as proven, his pop greens have near endless uses. So at this point, like I'm sure he has a variety of ways beyond what we saw that can knock out or incapacitate guards with knock out or incapacitate guards without drawing attention to himself. And I know there's the whole thing of Usopp like just constantly mucking something up or just constantly panicking, but in this case, it just in the setup alone, it really does feel like Usopp is going to have his moment in this in this part of the arc. Like I feel that weirdly enough, I know it's just one moment, but just in that one moment, I feel that something is like it is setting up like that Usopp is going to play more than a key role in the arc going forward here. Um, and again, it's kind of one of those things where you kind of already know that it's going to happen, but this just kind of puts way more like pressure and reinforcement on it even more now. Um, Now, obviously, the bigger thing to talk about in this chapter is that we get introduced to the full group of Tobi Roppo, and there's and with this introduction, we get reintroduced to the ones we've already been introduced to, like Drake and Page One. Which side note on that, considering how he looks in Devil Fruit form, I was not expecting Page One to have as chill a human character design as he does. Like literally, like don't get me wrong, Page One, his human character design, it looks badass, but there's just a very chill there's just a very chill aspect to his character design. Like he doesn't look like a pretty much hard ass or a cold blooded killer, but he just looks like a very chill dude. um and very chill dude. So, so, so yeah. In that sense, it's kind of an interesting contrast, I guess, in some ways, like the contrast of his monster devil fruit power to just his more chill design, I guess, in some way. Um, but having said, but beyond that, the one person of the Toby Roppo I want to focus on is Black Maria, because the thing is, pretty much putting aside the overly geisha looking parts of her character design, when I pretty much look at Black Maria, there's way too many similarities between her and one of Kaido's headliners, Jin Rummy. Like 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 the similarities between these two characters are way too similar for it not are way too similar for it, well, pretty much not to be a coincidence. Like Oda had to have made them look similar, like purposefully. We basically already got it established that Page One and Ulti are siblings, so it could be it could be possible that basically Jin Rummy and that it's kind of the same thing with Jim Rummy and Black Maria, that they're siblings, or that they're like sisters or something like that. But and you know, I do tend to read into things a lot, so this is possibly another case where I'm reading into things, and if I am, you can reading too much into things, and you can very much call me out on that if I am. But yeah, I do think, but at the same time, I've also known that Oda, he doesn't do things without purpose, and even with the smaller details. So yeah, I think there might be something there. I think there probably is something there for sure. Um, the other thing, the other one of the other one I want to talk about is the other one of the Toby Roppo I want to talk about is Page One, because or not Page One. Who's Who? That's the one. Yeah, Who's Who. Because the interesting thing with Who's Who's character design is that if it wasn't for the bullhorns on his mask, the interesting his character design has a few interesting similarities to, I believe it was a non-canon member of the Don Quixote Pirates. I forget his name, but I think he was from like a stage show or a game or something. But yeah, just looking at his character design, there's a lot of similarities I can't help feel that Oda had taken from from basically that character and put into this one almost. Like it's again, it's that's kind of the feeling I get from him. I don't know if that's actually the case, because I don't know if that's actually the case. It could just be a coincidence. That one I think I am more willing to chalk up as a coincidence, but yeah, he does kind of. He definitely looks similar to. He definitely looks similar to basically that specific character who was like just a member, who was like a non-canon member of the Don Quixote Pirates. Like I said, I forget his name. Someone in the comments section can kind of can basically tell me it if you remember it. But yeah, so yeah, an interesting character design there. And I'm not gonna lie, the first last one, I think his name is Sasaki or something like that. Uh, am I the only one who? Weirdly enough, am I the only one who thinks he looks like a more rabid version of one of the Angry Beavers? Like, anyone remember the Angry Beavers cartoon? He looks like he definitely looks like he looks like one of the Angry Beavers. I'm not gonna lie. To me, that was the first thing that popped in my mind. Like, I couldn't help. He looks like an Angry Beaver. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. Um, Aside from that, though, the rest of the chapter was really just introducing us to all the different factions of Kaido's crew, which, yeah, considering what happened to the Pleasures faction and the citizens of Wano, the waiters should be grateful they haven't received a smile fruit yet, for like that percentage chance they'd end up, like, they'd grow with a permanent smile on their face. Like, they'd be that shit's torture. Like, also, I don't know how the tone of the room. Also, I do kind of like how the tone of the room changed when Queen announced the Big Mom Pirates as special guest. Like, that legit kind of got a chuckle out of me, but But putting all the small bits aside, the reinforcement that there are so many big names gathered in one place really shows that even if our heroes have the most covert strategy imaginable, it's not going to be a walk in the park either. And with the Tobi Roppo being established, that just creates an even bigger problem in itself. So yeah, there's that too. Um, and I guess one final thing to talk about, I guess, to end the review on, is that the last page of the chapter says the next one will be on May 10th. And it's one of those things where, considering the current situation with the world, it's beyond understandable that it's beyond understandable. Like we kind of already knew that this was happening already, so yeah, it's understandable. But at the same time, I can't lie. Between this and the indefinite delay of the One Piece anime, my reviewing schedule, I think, is has become even more wonkier than ever, than it's ever been before. But either way, like, I hope these creators just stay safe, stay healthy, because while the entertainment is good, their lives are more important. And the same goes even for the anime industry. Like, having so many anime like canceled or whatnot, it does canceled or just on delay. It does kind of give me less things to watch, but at the same time, I just hope everyone like stays safe, stays healthy, which again, I'm and like their health is more important. Which again, I mentioned in my Eden Zero review, but it does kind of shock me a little that Eden Zero is still going forward with chapters releases, releases, but I suppose they have like some kind of better like work situation there to make it possible. I don't know, but yeah, just stay safe, everyone. That's kind of what you need to do in times like this. Just stay safe. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Crunchyroll. That Night of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.